fastball on Versa. Froman hits it for the Utes. Fielded from the 3. Snaking through and across the 20. Lumpkin lowers his helmet and runs right on 2nd and 7. Play action. Smith's pass falls in for Air Force.
No, but you know what? I wouldn't expect him not to run. I would expect a run here out of them.
The snap was low. The Utah
In trouble.
Terrell Cole is back deep for Utah. Cole makes the catch. Didn't slip away from the... Darrell Mack shifts back into the backfield. Johnson keeps. And scampers for further. Swinging it out into the flat. And the defense stiffens quickly as Johnson surveys from the gun. Keeps it on the ground. With a check with me at the line of scrimmage. Short drop. Good pocket around him. He completes it underneath. But the Falcons were 4th and 2. The Utes go for it. Castile in motion. Johnson on a little mini roll. And he is going to be sacked. Chris Thomas wrapped him up. Who has the eye behind him. They run some misdirection. And off the end around, Haldeman gets collared. Situations and formations this year. Out of a power eye, Smith fumbled this. Haldeman in motion. The pitch. And Haldeman gets drilled. As the punt returner, this one hangs into the wind, and it's a pretty stiff breeze today. Knuckling just inside the 20 and trickling out. In the white. Brian Johnson with time to throw. And he finds his very dependable wideout, making a lot of calls at the line of scrimmage. Going deep for Reed, and just sails it over it. They bluff that jet sweep. They come straight ahead with it. Ball's down, right at midfield. As they go to Darrell Mack. Mack picking up close to Estier, picked up 9 there. It's 2nd and short. And Brian Johnson is licking his chops. They come with that fly sweep for Brent Castile, and he gets undercut.
In on the line of scrimmage. Utah. That is a 5-yard pickup.
2nd down. Utah with the early advantage in terms of the yards gained. No 7. Falcons showing some pressure from the secondary. Johnson reads it and fires. He's got a man. Walking into the end zone. Touchdown. Salt Lake City. More on that as this game progresses. Coming back for Haldeman. Got loose from one tackler and then a bunch of an executional standpoint to run it as well as they do. Some trickery here. Doesn't fool Utah. And a huge loss.
Setting up the play.
The 18-year-old freshman Jonathan Warzika was tracked down there. They say he has not gotten off to a good start. Whoa, Harrison fumbled the snap, and he's in big trouble as he throws it out of bounds.
You got to kick it out of bounds. Watch here. He's got it right here. He's going to stoop to pick this up. Worst mistake he could have made. If he's brought down, greatest place to come and do a game.
Free kick taken by the upbacks. Good field position for Brian Johnson in the... Kyle's gang has been buttoned up nice and tight. Asiata's in the backfield with Johnson. On a crossing route, it's inside of Air Force territory again, and David Reed want to get him more involved. They have. Johnson's pass is deflected, diving to try and make the... Castile in motion. First back through is Asiata, cut down at the... They work very effectively out of this direct snap for Asiata as he skips his way along the line. Utah State. This time it's the quarterback Louts who ducked.
Going to be a hold on one of the big fellas. So
second time Utah's been penalized in this game. Johnson off the pump fake on the go route, going deep and just a bit long, coming over in a...
There's your pump trying to get your safety out of position, and it doesn't. Look at him. There's Chris Thomas closing ground. He tips it to Reggie Rembert.
The Falcons will try to gain some momentum, trailing by 9 in the early going. They run straight ahead. Manually sends Haldeman in motion. Smith. Smith out of the shotgun to throw. With pressure, he got drilled. Floats it up there, and that is going to be intercepted. Johnson to throw and miss.
Ted, he can always throw it back to Joe and Glenn. I'm here too. I just want to be recognized, that's all.
Very well. On 3rd and long. Protection breaks down, and they've got Johnson. 93 puts the lick on Brian Johnson.
Well, Brian Johnson never saw his outlet. His running back, Darrell Mack, bypassed the blitz, and then he gets hit. The ball pops out.
And this only the first quarter on Versus. Back on the ground. And Unit 2 when they won at Cal. With possession here, Xavier Stevens. First back through. And the Utes were waiting. On it's Chase Smith. Calling for motion. And giving it to the time to line up, do they? Sylvester was sprinting to get off the field.
He didn't make it.
Illegal here. Substitution. Defense. 12 players.
First down on the day. Into Utah territory, another flag down.
Offside. Defense. Number 10.
Penalties on Utah in this first half. Xavier Stevens cutting back, keeping the legs moving.
Along.
Spinning back into traffic. 2nd and 10 here. Motion coming. Shea Smith keeps. Smith swarmed first time today. Early in the 2nd quarter on Versus. Smith will keep it.
This fast pace a little more.
Someone's opinion is going to determine which bowl you play in, but that's too long for this 20-minute soundbite.
Word with his center. Takes the snap from the young Zane Taylor and comes up chucking over the middle. Godfrey, first down Utah. Brought survey and find Godfrey. There was movement. Colt Sampson.
Offense, number 45.
We're seeing
5-yard penalty.
Long. Castile in motion. Asiata off left tackle. Offensive game greased up. The running game greased up before we go play action. They'll throw here. Godfrey's got it. And he's bear hugged. 4 wides in the package here. Johnson looking to the boundary and throwing it right on target. Again. Laux is in there at quarterback. He'll sprint out, looking to throw back to the tight end, Jopru, and he's buried. Huge advantage in terms of total yards for the Utes. They're looking for more. Wide open on that sideline, Johnson. Here comes a blitz from the corner. Johnson over the middle, Godfrey! Incomplete.
Comes down with the ball, but unfortunately he just drops right there. You got to give length.
On the way, knuckling and drifting, and no good. Shea Smith on the pitch. Lumpkin stiff.
To really get the tempo going right now.
Air Force, as you can tell, loves to run the football. 2nd best in the nation at that, as they keep out of the eye. Utah saw that one coming. Force. 2 passes on the day. Smith will throw now. Wide open deep. Got his man inside the 20.
Which is made, and it's come around. He suddenly gets beat. You'll see it in just a moment. Great design play. He didn't. He opened things wide up for that Air Force offense.
Lumpkin off tap. Andrew Pipes. The fullback dive. Halderman to the near, and it's Halderman in motion in the backfield. Smith leaking out into the flat. Lumpkin makes one miss. Lumpkin, touchdown! With this touchdown pass from Smith to Lumpkin, getting the lead. Happy celebration in Colorado Springs as Harrison tacks on.
Close ground quick. Great move by Kyle Lumpkin to make the move and get into the end zone.
Asiata takes the direct snap. Asiata picking his way along that line is good. On 2nd and 3. The Utes content to on 1st and 10. Brian Johnson back in there. Darrell Mack trail. 10-9 on the road. Brian Johnson goes over the middle. Has a man to this Utah offense. 5 in the pattern now. Johnson pulls it down and now has to escape. The ball is free. Picked up on the run, and it's a cakewalk for Jake Paulson. Whoa, trouble. A botched extra point. Asiata turned back. Johnson flushed out. Doesn't get much. Season at home for Air Force. Asiata banging off of tacklers and into the wind. Sends this one soaring high. Rembert at the 23. Dodging a tackler and then getting Xavier Stevens outside. Halftime report, a spirited comeback from the Air Force Academy. Looking for more now late in the half. On the pitch play. This week in that win over Utah State. Straight ahead. Air Force a fumble recovery touchdown. Smith coming on a reverse here on the flip, and that does not. You is doing it again in Provo. Smith to throw. Lofts it up there, and it hangs and flutters out of bounds. Fogel. Keep it nice and simple, and Air Force will carry a first half lead. Shea Smith will just kneel with this. Or will he? Finally he does. Ball to start the third. Brooks and Reed are deep. Jeremy Brooks from his own 20. Kicking into a stiff wind was Ryan Harrison. An 11-year Ryan Johnson, the quarterback for Utah, will want to make amends here in the third quarter. As they start with a from the gun. Johnson finding Brooks in the diminutive right from Brian Johnson's mouth. Protect the football. Darrell Mack will gallop towards the lightning rod for success for Utah, ranked 20th in the country. Straight ahead, and a big hole to run through. Tim, he came in with a reputation of not taking sacks. He's been wrapped up a couple of times as Asiata goes on 2nd and 7. Johnson with a cocoon around him. He's got Castile inside the 20. Castile brought down to the 11. Mountain West Conference football on versus. Corbin Laux is in there, quarterback draw. Laux lowering the shoulder, bouncing off of tackle. Sampson's the H-back on 2nd and 7. Mack walking into the corner. Chips it on through.
Holding 45 on the tri-team. That is a 10-yard penalty.
And he does.
Of what they can do and make sure you coach accordingly, but as people also to find out what.
But so far, they've gotten done what they needed to get done.
Coming down the line on the option on 3rd and 9. Plenty of motion.
Talk.
Harrison will run away for some pressure and sky this one. Terrell Cole trying to get up there for the fair catch. Did it hit him? As the Falcons cover up, there's
his own man there. This ball bounces.
There's no foul on the play for kick-catch interference.
During this Mountain West Conference clash, Brian Johnson first took the helm for Utah. Out of the gun, the handoff, and this is a huge hole. Asiata roaring inside the 30. Down over time. Straight ahead. Ugh. Shoulder to shoulder, line scrimmage. He's got 3 in the pattern. Here comes a blitz from the corner. Johnson tied up. Reggie Rembert brings up a 3rd and long. Johnson, no time to throw. Snaps good, holds good. On the way and hooking, no good.
Plenty of
Mountain West could very well have 3 teams ranked in the top 25 for the first time in league history. Ted Robinson and friends talking about Max Hall's productivity again as Lumpkin goes off tackle. Option. Lumpkin lowering the shoulder. Harrison again does that little dance and then hits the pop-up into the wind. It goes nowhere. Signing up for another year in the offseason as Brian Johnson goes back to work for the Utes. Finds his man there, that's Freddie Brown, crashing near mid for Johnson. It looks like he's ready to take that direct snap and plow his way straight ahead. Asiata scans the line of scrimmage. Blitz coming. Johnson got it out of there quick. Offense, a 3-1 advantage over Air Force, yet we're tied. Asiata looking for a hole. Undercut the end. 2nd and 6. Johnson finding his tight end Sampson, and he rumbles.
We did. It's a big factor.
There's so much validity to their recruiting trips when they go in and see mom and dad and say, you know what? Drifting and throwing into coverage. Got on 3rd and short. An aggressive run. Mack carving between tacklers. Mack hopping to the inside, and he got stacked up from the 1. Tight formation. Johnson called his own number, and he didn't get it. Goal. Johnson, option, nice pitch. Timing was beautiful for Durrell.
Great job, Zane Beadle closes the door. Then they hit the first man with the option pitch right there. Nobody in force outside to contain.
Froman to kick it off. Wright and Rembert are waiting deep. This one will come back from the 2. A flag down as Rembert.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Team.
Xavier Stevens is in the backfield to the right of Shea Smith. Smith hangs on to it, and at 16, Halderman comes in motion. Smith to throw from his own end zone. Into the flat. It's dropped out of bounds. Tim, much appreciated. Kruger's been through a lot. 3rd and 14. Smith on the quarterback draw.
They're trying to stop him from coming in, and he did a great job of getting up there and putting the hurt on him, as you said.
Ryan Harrison to punt from his own end zone. A line drive with the wind at his back. Cole dancing from the 47. Good. Brian Johnson gives for Asiata. And now we'll see at Rice Eccles in dramatic fashion. Asiata takes a direct snap, and he is tripped up with Brian Johnson to throw. Protection breaks down. He is sacked again for the 5th time today.
Once he pulls it down, he's not seeing the field.
Sakota hits it. Rembert waits for it. Lets it bounce, and it trickles into the end field. 23-16. College football continues on Versus today. As we thank all the men and women in our technical crew for their efforts. Xavier Stevens gets tracked down in the backfield.
For Utah.
The penalty is declined. 2nd down.
Glenn, they got
wrestling.
2nd and long for Shea Smith. He'll throw it. Complete to Josh Cousins. Cousins, time of possession today. Smith to throw again. Once more on target, just shy of with 0 passing yardage. They were 0 for 7. Back to the ground game. Time's are wasted in the play clock. Did they get it off? They did. Smith's pass is batted down.
Oh, he actually ran it.
They're giving a lot of credit, Tim, to Marquise Wilson as well. As Smith throws this one, he's got his man! Inside Utah territory.
Look at it and you watch. When you run this waggle, if man crosses your face and you're a safety, you have got to turn and climb the mountain. You got to get back, and they are just not getting back twice now.
In this now 4 games that Air Force has trailed in the 2nd half. Asher Clark, who's a quarterback, he can throw it. Clark sprints ahead. There's a flag down as he can
again. We'll call it 5 more times.
Number 63. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Utah with 6 penalties on the day. The last 2 against the Air Force Center for holding. Smith throws it on the slant and makes the passing in the first 3 games. Airing it out here in the 2nd half. Smith lobbing this one up. Jump ball caught. Terrific catch by Cousins.
His man can grab it. There it is. What a catch. What a throw. Hey.
Xavier Stevens is the tailback over the top. There was whistles before.
Substitution. Defense had 12 players on the field.
Tight end set. Hyder in motion. Stevens nosing towards the goal line. They're happy right now. Harrison chips it up.
One of those odd trends, and maybe that's why they looked a little unfocused to start the game.
On the delay, Darrell Mack comes breezing through. Mack looking for a hole. No hole afforded. Here they come off the edge. Johnson throws, and it's behind his intended target. He misfired. They rush three. Johnson fires, complete. First down, and Louis Sakota over on the sideline, wondering if he's going to get a chance to be a game-winning hero again. As the women's gymnastics team is calling him King Louis. I like that.
Yeah, and he deserves it for what he's done.
Asiata bowling his... He'll pound it ahead. Asiata breaks loose. Asiata gets it to the 30, left the ball on the field. 24 first downs today. Johnson, another rushing play. Mack stalled there. Darrell Mack jumping into the pile. Five. Mack finds a crease. Mack running for pay dirt. Darrell Mack inside the 10. Darrell Mack, determination. Mack reaching for the goal line. Touchdown! Darrell.
Corey Ciuli around, and what that does, everybody kind of overshoot you here. Jumping over one guy, driving the legs, and reaching out for the
win to make sure it's 7. He does. It's wideouts for Air Force on a day where they're without Spencer Armstrong. Smith to throw. Uh-oh, picked off.
Lots of discipline when things could have gone bad for either team.
I'm envious. You and Tim will have Air Force